Hi everyone, Mark DeJesus here. I am a teacher, author, transformational coach, and consultant, and I want to help you in understanding something that I think is very important, and that is how to navigate and understand safe relationships that you'll want to have in your life, but also to pick out signs of people that are just not going to be safe for your healing journey. In other words, these are not necessarily the people that are going to be helpful in you sharing some of the deep, vulnerable places of your life. I believe in finding safe people. I don't think it's healthy to just broadcast your pain everywhere you go, whether it's in public or even in social settings or social media. I think there's timely, redemptive places where you can share the inner workings and inner struggles of your heart. And we live in a day and age where that's difficult to navigate because we're all struggling with stuff. We're all working through areas that are tough right now. Discouragement, disappointment, brokenness, expectations not being met, being around people that are really, really challenging. So it's important that you seek out finding people that are going to be safe for your life, for your journey. And I want to help you in that process by identifying 10 signs of people that are relationally unsafe. These are some things that you can keep in mind as you're developing new relationships, meeting new people, seeking to live healthy in your life. The first one is that they are not self-aware. This is really important to understand because self-awareness is a foundation to relationships. They either don't know how to be self-aware or, quite frankly, they don't want to be. So they don't know how they come across. They don't realize how they speak. They're not aware of social cues maybe, and they may not be aware of where you're at. They're not getting a sense of where you're at. So this can be a dangerous person to try to share intimate details with, because if they're not self-aware and they're not relationally aware, and if they don't have a social connectivity of how you're doing and how the exchange is going, this is not necessarily going to be a safe person for your life and journey. Number two is they don't have a respect for your relational boundaries. They don't give time for things to grow. They may be too intense, too demanding, or maybe they think the relationship is at a certain level that it's not. They just met you and they want to go on vacation. They want to have activities that more intimate friends would want to have. It's a sign, this person, they may not get it right now, and they need to maybe chill out just a little bit and be more aware of the process of the relationship. Number three is a big one. They're terrible listeners, meaning that they spend a lot of their time talking. They spend a lot of time listen. When you say what you're saying, they respond by going right back into their gear again. One of the critical aspects of relational health is you know how to be a healthy, active listener. You show that you are hearing what they're sharing. You show you understand. There's empathy there. This is something that we're not necessarily taught, and we need to learn how to be active listeners, not just sitting and staring, but showing through body language, engagement, and how we respond that we are listening and understanding what they're communicating to us. But number four is the big one. This is a real big sign of an unsafe person. They're not vulnerable. They don't share struggle. They don't share in a way that reveals that they're flawed. And this is very concerning because if they're not going to share their own, then they're certainly not going to be someone who can listen and really be a source of encouragement for your own journey, for your own struggles, and your own things that you're going through. Number five is when they talk about others, they can point out the flaws of others, but never reveal their own. So it's easy. They can point the finger. They can talk about how this is a problem, that person's a problem, this in society is a problem, these things are a problem in this area, but they never really share, yeah, but here's where I struggle. You become a very safe, compassionate, powerful person when you are honest about your own vulnerabilities before you ever talk about any other situation. Number six, This I find to be a key, very, very highly important key. They talk about the brokenness and failures of others with harsh criticism and judgment. So if you want to test out whether somebody is a safe person, here's an easy one. Talk about some kind of situation that's tricky, maybe a public situation of someone's brokenness or some maybe fallout in somebody's life who's public, and you bring up the subject and see how they respond to it. Is it just judgment, criticism? Is it just bam, 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 bam? Even look at social media. Do they respond to situations with a body slam all the time? This is not a safe person that you're going to want to share aspects of your life with, because they're going to respond in similar ways to how you're going through things in your own life. So to me, that's a critical one. If I want a safe relationship in my life, then we're going to test out how do you respond to certain subjects, especially when it comes to other people's brokenness. So that's number 6, is they talk about others with judgment and criticism. Number 7 is they spend most of their conversations talking about themselves. So even when you bring up something about yourself, they respond by going right into a story about themselves. Not in a way of, hey, that reminds me of something. Maybe this could be of help, and sharing. They go into their own inner tunnel, make it about themselves, and they have completely forgotten you've shared something that needs to be validated or understood before they just move on and run down the highway. Unsafe people, also number 8, they give answers to everything. Quick answers. Very pat answers. Unfortunately, Christians are notorious for this because we love cliches. We love to use quick statements that have no depth, no thought. We love to just, hey, praying for you. Hey, God will make a way. God's going to work it out. You'll get through it. This too shall pass. We just kind of say something to make ourselves feel better and tie a ribbon and a bow on something. And we don't know how to just pause, listen, and take it in and just be a friend and just be a safe person where they can process. Because a lot of things that people are going through, if they just have someone to listen, can help solve so much of what they're going through. I've had so many people that I've had personal sessions with where I was just a very active listener. And by the end of it, there was so much relief, peace, a sense of love, because they felt heard and understood. So don't feel like you have to fix people when they talk to you. Don't start with trying to fix someone. Start with just loving someone right where they're at, being an active listener. And when you talk, share in a way that breathes life, but not in the, I gotta fix you. You know what? If you just read this, or maybe if you look at this book, or maybe if you do this, show that empathy and that care. And when God opens the door, then share some answers. But our immaturity comes out in how quickly we just slap down answers. And I actually find that the more mature people get, the more they actually listen. The more mature you get, the less you realize of what you actually know. You'd think the more mature you get, the more you think you know. But actually, you're more aware of how much you don't know. The more mature you get, the more your answers are not these pat answers or these shallow answers or these... You take time to think through what you would even want to say, not in trying to fix it, not in having the pressure to fix this person, but really your basis is to love them. 2 more. Number 9 is that there's just too much too soon. They intensely overpraise you without getting to know you. It's like, man, you're the greatest person I've met. I can't believe I've met a friend like you. I'm going all in with you. You know, they say very intense statements up front that show and realize they're not relationally aware. They've not learned to let relationships take their time. If you see anything in me, show me right away. Like that's a flag, because usually that's not going to go well. Very intense, too much, too fast. It's going to leave you in a place of hurt and pain, because then what's going to happen is, number 10, they're going to put unhealthy expectations on you. And beware when they praise you and pull you into this like platform that you know you're not going to fulfill. They demand, and they'll demand that you be something for them, when really you don't have to be anything to them, but just to love them and just to be a safe place for them to process. So these are some of the signs I put together. They're not all of them. Put in your comments some areas that you find people can be relationally unsafe. What are some things that you find are signs that, oh, this person's not a relationally safe person? But what you don't want to do is you don't want to use these reasons to stop pursuing healthy relationships. You want to use them as cues for your health so that you can steer into newer directions. But you want to have people in your life, and I encourage people, even if it's just one person in your life that you can let the filters down and you don't feel like you have to be guarded, you don't have to watch everything you're saying. You can just be totally yourself and be able to exchange in that way. Because see, you'll realize in life that people in relationship don't necessarily allow you to be yourself. They want you to fit a certain role for them. You need to find that one person. Don't get overwhelmed that you don't have 3 or 10. Just have one person. You say, you know what, God, help me to pursue relationship here where I can be myself and we could grow together, where we're going to both give and take, pitch and catch, and contribute to each other's growth and journey. If you want to work on your relationship lens, I really want to encourage you to get a hold of this book, Exposing the Rejection Mindset, because you can't change other people. If people are unsafe, you can't change them. You can't make them be better for you. You can try to have good conversations to try to elevate the relationship to the next level. All you can do is work on yourself. This book is going to help you to work on yourself so that you can have better love relationship with God, have a better sense of identity in who you are in yourself, and then bring that to your relationships. And what the Rejection Mindset book will help you with is to uncover some of the bad filters that you carry that keep you in the same relationship patterns over and over again. It'll help you to be more self-aware and to bring better health into the people that you're interacting with so you can be a blessing, so you can love them. So I pray this has been a blessing and a help to your life and journey. God bless you. Have a great day. For more information, go to markdejesus.com, and I look forward to continuing to be a blessing to your life. Thanks so much.